Hey guys, Fearu here again. This is going to be episode number 6. This is going to be the last episode before patch 3.1 hits. I'm sure most of you are already enjoying it. So I'm hoping most of the information I'm going to spread is still relative. I don't know how much the game is going to change. They promise big variance from the way we play it now to how it's going to be played. And today we're going to be looking at support roles. And I'm going to be I'm going to show a pretty standard game. It's going to be a very one-sided game, but I still want to learn from it, and I want to kind of stretch our brains into what we're doing as support. I feel like too often support players just go, okay, I need to buy a ward, okay, I put up a ward, and not so much think as to, well, where am I putting it? You know, normally people just shout, we need vision, and you just go up and you place a, there's not a ward here, I'm going to put a ward here. I want to know why we're putting the ward there, and kind of looking at that, and bringing our thoughts. So I'm just going to shoot us straight into game, and we'll get started. Okay guys, so we are here in one of my games. I'm going to end up playing Glacius, and there is literally, at the start of the game, there's already 1,000 things you should be looking for as people peer across this map. I'm going to go ahead and start this game up, kind of teach you the way that I play support at this MMR. Initially, when I support a top lane, which is what I'm going to be doing in this position, I actually play it a little bit differently. I buy one ward, and I up the courier, and you can see my starting items. It's up for debate if you want, I don't, whatever. This MMR, most of it, like, just for the record, this MMR, like, 90% of it comes down to gameplay. But, you know, look for little things, I suppose, all the time to improve what you do. I don't ward the Rune. They're gonna, most players try to ward the lane. Most players at this MMR, like 60, I would say about 90% of the games have at least one team attempting to ward the pole at the beginning. What I like to do is I like to ward the lane early on. Now obviously this has standard lane implications where if mid tries to TP you can see it, or if other players try to help you can see that coming. But what it does initially for these first, what that 100 gold gets you at the very beginning is when these players come and you try to defend, if you have an actual team that can defend this this pole, you can see it coming. So, alright, already we have a lot going on. So I'm going to pause it here real quick. First off, they actually tried the same thing, which I commend. This is a really, really good play. Like I said, a lot of players are going to try to ward the pole. This is exactly what our team tried to do. And they brought a third down. I'm not sure if they're tri-laning here, or if they're just going for the early gank with Hammer Prisoner. First thing you want to notice is where the wards are. This is really important for mid. Like, really, I mean, it's really important for everyone, but here's what you want to notice. Do the wards have vision, like enemy wards? Where are the enemy wards? Do the wards have vision of the Rune? Do they have vision of the lane? Where are they? Do they have vision of the, like, does Aluna end up planting this ward here? If he ends up planting it here, while it can see the Rune, let's say I get a Rune top, I can come bottom, come down through here, they won't see me, and instead of coming this way, I'm going to go around through here to gank. This is I mean, that sounds so simple, but so many players aren't really looking at that. They're not thinking, where are the enemy wards right now? You know, what does that actually mean? Vice versa, let's say Hellbringer plants, like, came up here before the game, planted the ward, and I kinda got a slow support, and or let's say my carry didn't come to help, so I had to, like, play back, but I saw him plant the ward here. That means they have no vision anywhere up in here, you know? They have no vision. So that means, let's say you're mid, and you fall behind, and you have to camp a Rune. You know what Rune is more opportunistic to camp? The top one, because if you get a good haste, or a DD, or an invis, you can come straight up top. They don't have vision, because you saw them plant one here, and they have one bottom, and you'll be able to gank with ease, unless they notice that you're missing. Now, obviously, the missing thing pertains, but if they don't have vision of you on the minimap at this MMR, that helps drastically. Like, drastically. That's, you know, a lot of people lose sight of the minimap. I mean, that'll happen at all MMRs, but not having it directly there, like not having that direct vision of what's here, that helps you a lot. So, alright, onward.
A path
I don't remember if they give up the Bloodlust. Steve-O deny here? They're at deny. Big plays, big plays. So okay, real fast. Back to this. All right. So we know Hellbringer's coming up, and now we know he's alone. Unless I suppose Prisoner could go to solo mid. Prisoner goes to solo mid. Flint could be coming, and I just don't see him. I suppose that's a possibility. I mean, at this MMR, I don't hold the percentage high. I don't think so. There are two possibilities that are going through my head right now. One is he goes to plant the ward for the rune, and if he goes to plant the ward for the rune, he's either planting it here and blocking the scamp, or he's planting it here and he's going to back off. If he plants it here and backs off, he's able to plant it from like right here. He'll get vision of us. He'll just back off down here because he'll see us when the ward's down, and we won't get any defense. But our pull won't be warded, which is really really good. Or he could plant it here. He's not coming up this way, is my point, if he goes to ward the rune. If he goes to ward the pull, he has to run to at least here to plant it here. He has to run to at least here to plant it here to ward the pull. If he goes for a more extensive, like he wants to get some vision and like wants to plant it here so he sees some of this area, he has to run even farther up, maybe to here, say. Or if he wants to plant it and see some of the lane, he has to plant it here. Or if he wants to see the side, plants it over here. Or if he buries it in the trees, so on and so forth. Depending on where he wants to plant it, depends how far he has to run up. Why is this important? Well, if we go to Hellbringer Vision, you're going to notice that this is all fogged. This is all fog. He's not planning to see the rune. He doesn't care about it. He's trying to ward the pull, and depending on where he wants to plant the ward, depends how far into us he has to run. Why does this matter? I'm telling... Right now, SR is trying to creep down here to initiate early because he had that vision. He's like, I know where he is, I gotta kill him. I'm trying to tell him, no, just let him come up. Let him come up the ramp as far as he can, because the farther he comes up, like real fast, if he's initiated on here, for him to escape, it's less of a run. If he's initiated on here, he has to run all the way down the ramp now. If he's initiated here, he has to run all the way down the ramp. So that's what I'm trying to tell him. And the thing is, it's all fog. It's still fog. He has no idea. We could literally be right here, and he has no idea. Which is what he's going to find out. Soul Reaper doesn't listen. And now he finds out. Now we're playing the game of reaction time. Lower MMRs, if he runs now, like he has to have like really, really high, because mind you, you're going to have my slow. I'm going to get at least 2 casts. I know his whole team's missing, so I'm going to chase him to oblivion. There's not very many ways, like, anyone could be playing this hero, and it doesn't end in him living. So he's going to, I believe he gets the plan off back to my vision, but that's basically what I was trying to say, is like if you back off and like, if SR is like here instead, he's still going to run up quite a ways, and it just puts you in better position. But needless to say, that grants us what's pretty much an easy kill, and pretty much the most, ideal starter ever. And now my whole team, I think, just celebrates. Yeah, they're like, you tried to gank bottom with 3, and they're like, yeah, we won. So now, Deadwood is pretty much celebrating. I'm gonna continue on. So what's the next step from here? Obviously I didn't plant a rune ward, so I need to make sure at the 2-minute mark that I have I like to camp it, and I almost 100% of the time take it, unless it's regen and mid needs it and has position. Right before I camp, I stack, and I'm just gonna deny up here, top, a little longer. And mid, we saw Luna come up. We know she came up top. She planted the ward. We have to assume there's vision here again. Which sucks as mid. Yeah, it's actually kind of buried because she came up so delayed. The ward could be anywhere, but for most games you're gonna have a rough idea of if it's top or bottom. So as mid, that's something you should really keep in mind. I think it's, I guess all of Flint's regen's gone, but let's stop real fast. Hold on. Let's rewind. Let's say that didn't work out top. Or yeah, top. When Hellbringer came up, worst case scenario, like absolute worst case scenario, you're gonna get some damage on doing that. Like why I do preference this lane ward. Let's say they came up here naturally and both of them were together, which is like, let's say that happens 50. Let's say it happens 60% of the time. 40% of the time you get that one person, and then of that 40, 50% of that results in bloodlust. Um, Even if they come as two, like worst case scenario, they come as two, and they're a better comp than you. Um, you're still gonna get the initiation, which is so important. These auto attacks early on are just so much damage. And my point is, when you do this, you're gonna get them to waste their regen, and because they already bought wards, they're gonna be pretty low. And as long as you're attacking the right target, you're gonna be pretty safe. So, like I said, the 2-minute mark, I'm gonna opt to ward. I'm gonna pull this camp, stack it. Because I don't feel like Soul Reaper can farm a triple stack of this fast enough, but he can farm this relatively quickly if I triple stack it. And now I look at this rune. So I've got the 2-minute rune. Now there's a lot of things that are running through my head. First off, I have to assume they have vision, so I need to look at what the rune is. Like I said, I'm almost always going to take it unless it's regen, and here's why if it's regen. If it's regen and Deadwood's winning, and like he has this lane pushed up, he can come get it, and that's probably the best choice for him. If it's anything else, if mid is pushed up, I'll often try to come gank mid unless I know they have a rune. Especially if it's invis or haste, that's easy ganks all day. If it's just illusions, I'll often just head back top. And like we'll see here, double damage will come. I'm not sure if they have the rune, so I pull up. I see Flint's already backing up. I just pull. You know, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Moving on with my life. So these guys see me come back up. I know the ward's buried in here deep, so they don't have vision. So I say, hey, let's engage. Let's see if they mess up. This engagement, big whiff by Luna. Standard kill here, like pretty basic 1-2 stuff. I learn my 2 real fast, and it's over. And now this lane could not be going any bit better. Like, I don't think this Soul Reaper could be happier at all. And I'm just gonna continue to stack. I'm gonna just continue doing my job. Do I get this stack off in time? Oh, pay attention, bud. Oh, that's awful. Okay, I played really bad. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably messing with the Courier. Slow and getting a ward. Okay, so this is really important. Like, this is really important. I use this Courier at the 3-minute mark. Like, fuck what's going on up here. These guys are bad and we're beating them. Okay, so like I said again, you know, I need to get Rune Ward up, but I use the Courier at the 3-minute mark. A lot of times, especially at low MMR levels when there's an upped Courier, you'll see people use it. Do not, like, I hate that I have to say this, but people just don't know. Don't use the Courier until your mid has his bottle. Now, luckily, our mid already has our bottle. This is something I checked, and I'm like, okay, he's good. He's content with it. If he doesn't have his bottle, you have to wait. Courier's off limits. You know, if you need a ward, there's other places to get them. If you need, you know, if you need a health pot, just put whatever. If there's something that you need from the shop that you can only get from the shop, put it on the Courier. Let it sit on the Courier. When mid uses it, he'll pull it or ask. I suppose you can always ask. Pull it, and then when, you know, after mid's done with it, just pull it straight to you. So anyway, back to the game. I'm actually really mad I didn't triple stack that, although it doesn't matter at this level because the Soul Reaper's not the best. Do I get another kill here? No, I'm just going to be massively pushing them out of the lane. Monster Glacius. So we're approaching the 4-minute mark, and I'm going to go stack again. I believe I stack a smaller camp, because again, I don't think we can handle the triple stack right away, although a more competitive play would be to do that. And I just plant the rune ward, and I stack all day. I'm gonna stack this one again, get a triple stack of it, and then this rune's gonna come. So this rune has a couple of different rules to it.
Massacre.
the first obvious one is if mid comes for it, you have to take it. And, you know, basically you ask your mid, what do you want me to do when this comes up? I see the illusion come my way to hang out. I see that Flint has position. He's like, just take it so Flint can't get it. I'm like, okay, no problem. And Flint's just disappointed. And that's kind of standard opening for support and how I handle it. Okay, so that game, we take pretty sound control. You know, it ends up being a 15-minute concede, I believe. I think I got something like 5:06. I'm not gonna continue onward. I'm gonna take a bigger, more in-depth look at support later on, as once I find out more about 3.1. I'm gonna talk about counter warding. You know, what do you do when the other team's counter warding? Where do you need to put wards? But I feel like a lot of this might change with 3.1 and the new Rune. I'm not sure how that'll affect things, so I didn't want to dive into things that might change literally tomorrow. By now I'm sure you're all enjoying it. I hope it's awesome. Come on, that's two. I believe in you guys. Hope there's no downtime. If not, enjoy the video. Right now sitting at about 1600, had a few losses, but I'm going to be playing a whole bunch as soon as this stuff comes out. Some of my favorite heroes are game buffed. Can't wait for Kraken. And, you know, I'll be pushing onward, uploading a whole bunch more once we get through it, and that'll bring you guys to the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it.